Alright, what's up you guys? Welcome to another SHARKNEWZ episode, as today I have a little update, or should I say a somewhat big update in regards to GIJOE Classified, as we officially got a new tease of a digital render for a new GIJOE Classified character. Now, before I begin and talk about that particular figure that's coming soon, do keep in mind the audio might be a bit off on this because I did get a new computer, so I'm trying to adjust the settings to what it used to be, so it's going to take some time. Otherwise, I apologize if it sounds a bit off. Either way, so at the time of making this video, it is officially September 29th, which means I believe LA Comic Con was happening, or was it not happening? I don't even know, but I had the dates originally posted on the upcoming shows list, but now it's I took it off because we're past the September 26th through the 28th date event. Therefore, now the only upcoming shows we have is officially New York Comic Con, which is October 9th through 12th. We have the GIJOE Classified panel, which is from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pre-orders will most likely be Pythona and Ghost Viper because it is going around the same time frame as Walmart's Collector Con, which is October 9th through 10th. So even though Ghost Viper is a Walmart Collector Con exclusive, we should see more of those figures go up on Hasbro Pulse's website as well. And then to roughly end off the year, we have the MCM London, which we know that there's always some new render reveals and pre-orders that we had last time, like Trench Viper and Heavy Duty. So these are the only two, or like the last three live events that I can think of at the top of my head. So keep in mind I will provide pre-order links and all that other good stuff. So this is exciting news because I can't wait to see Pythona. Again, she's one of the more pivotal characters, but we'll talk about more about her later on. However, the big takeaway here is we recently knew that, based on the information that we had prior, that we've had confirmed listings or confirmed name reveals from the G.I. Joe team back in San Diego Comic-Con, which they announced Night Viper, Iceberg, Hit and Run, Big Lob, Lifeline, with the soon-to-come Taurus, Red Dog, and Flash. Now, I've talked about these figures for a very long time now, since San Diego Comic-Con, so the great thing here is that out of this entire list, one figure did get a digital render reveal in hypes for New York Comic-Con. So which figure was that? We have none other than the new G.I. Joe Classified Hit and Run figure. Now, I will say I am pretty impressed with this figure. I actually like it. Now, I've been reading some of your comments on my post tab page, and a lot of people are pretty optimistic and happy about the figure. Some not so much, I guess, because they were comparing it to the Halo jumper. And honestly, I thought that they were actually going to reuse the Halo jumper figure, which was also the airborne molding or sculpting for this particular figure, but I'm happy with it. I mean, it looks fine. It looks good. There's nothing too wrong with it, in my opinion. Because I was worried that they were going to give it more like the airborne legs, but this one has the nice boots. Thankfully, no knee pads. And then we got the camo designs. The head sculpt looks pretty good. He's got the bag, which is awesome. That was one of the more pivotal accessories that I was hoping that they would give him within Classified. He does come with some signature, or most of his signature weapons, which is awesome. Now, there is I believe this was a Toys R Us exclusive back in the day, but there's another version of Hit and Run that actually comes with a parachute. So it seems like they went the other route and gave us the other version, which does not include the parachute. But there's also, I believe, like I said, a Toys R Us exclusive version that came with a parachute. So seeing how both versions back in the day, either with parachute or with not. I mean, who knows if Hasbro could be like not showing everything, because again, it's just a digital render. So we hopefully could get an actual parachute, maybe, maybe not. Otherwise, the harness looks really good. I mean, if they gave him the classic design of it in terms of like the harness and all that stuff, and then I assume, and like there's like a clip and buckle right there on the right side of his waist. So if they sculpted those pieces, then I assume we should get something in involving a parachute, so hopefully that should come at some point. If not, then I guess it's okay. But otherwise, the weapons look fine. I do like the detail of the figure. It's pretty more on the basic standard side in terms of the classic olive green, classic olive green color scheme with the black camo designs. Now, a lot of you know that some of my nitpicking on classified figures are the camo parts of the actual outfits, and that's because a lot of times the outfits, the camos, they don't really stick out or pop out as much as I would preferred in my classified figures. But because point case being very similarly to Nunchuck, the GIJOE Classified Nunchuck figure, I think those camo designs were not that great, like at least color wise, because the original camo color scheme on that Nunchuck of the old O-ring figure was a nice, vivid, like dark black, whereas the Nunchuck had more grayer tones to it, which looked really unappealing to me in my opinion. But this one seems like they gave it more of a darker black, so it's good. As long as it's not like dark gray, I'd be more happy about that, which seems more like it's staying or it's paying homage to the original figure, which is really good. So I'm pretty optimistic and happy about this figure, and I'm assuming we'll see more new render reveals as Comic-Con is happening, because it's September 29th and we still have the whole road to Comic-Con, which is roughly under like 11 or 12 days, which is freaking awesome. So we'll talk more about this figure in a future live stream, and I'm sure we'll get more render reveals and more things as time goes on. So keep in touch on the channel as we'll see what else happens. But as we know, in terms of updates, hopefully I did this right, but as of right now of making this video, for those who watch it later, I hope you stay up to date on my videos, because as of right now, in terms of the groups that we have so far, the only figures we know of at the moment is Pythona, Ghost Viper, now welcoming induction of Hit and Run into the group, and then we have the other three Haslab Snowcat figures, which is coming out in 2026, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So expect to see this image to be updated as time goes on, and as we get closer to New York Comic Con, we should see a buttload of new figure reveals and name-only drops, which should be extremely exciting. So I was getting a little bit hesitant that we might not get too many reveals, but starting it off with Hit and Run, I think that's a very classic style. So just to quickly go back, because again, we're going to talk more about these in future videos, so you'll see more of these when the time comes. But just going back to the coming soon list. So now that we got Hit and Run off the list, the last four figures at the time of making this video, we still got Night Viper, Iceberg, Big Lob, and Lifeline. So I assume that these four figures should be revealed at some point, hopefully at least before Comic-Con, if not during Comic-Con. And there are news or information that there's supposed to be a new classified figure, like new as in an unannounced classified figure with a pet, I believe, pet or vehicle, I don't remember, or like another figure as well. So there should be like two more surprises, and then we should have four of these figures. And you guys know I'm the biggest fan of Night Viper, so I'm really, really, really hoping that Night Viper looks freaking awesome. I don't want to see any Alley Viper repaints, but for the time being, let's keep the hopes pretty high, because that's the figure I'm going to be aiming pretty high on. So other than that, not much else to say, but we should see more updates coming soon. So again, I apologize if the audio is a bit off on this video. It's a brand new computer, so I'm trying to get my settings straight. Otherwise, thank you guys all for watching. Be sure to give it a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates as the road to New York Comic Con has officially begun.